How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Barely Noticed podcast. I am your host, Sick Boy, along with my co host, Crawdaddy.
What's up?
And this week, it's just the two of us, no guest. We may have some guests in the works. We'll see what happens in the coming weeks, but for the time being, we're back to just the duo of Crawdaddy and I. I feel like we've kind of talked to every other YouTuber that we've wanted to. I mean, I know there would be other people I would want to talk to, and I'm sure maybe there's other YouTubers outside of our friend group that Crawdaddy wants to talk to, but for our friend circle, I think that might be the end of. Are we missing anybody that I'm thinking of?
YouTube wise, I don't think so.
Okay. I reached out to a few of my favorite YouTubers who in the grand scheme of things have a lower amount, like maybe 20,000 or 100K or something, and none of them got back. So it is what it
Yeah,
is.
we just don't got that clout.
We don't have that pool yet, but we will eventually. I just figured people would still want to do it anyway. If someone asked me to be on a podcast, if I would just, well, I have been asked, and I would just immediately say yes. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? Whatever. I don't know.
It's fun to do.
Crawdaddy has just finished his summer vacation and is back on the grind at school. Do you have like a do you know what your classes and everything look like coming up? Are you going to have an easy last year? Or are you going to have a lot of stuff or what?
I don't know second semester yet. First semester might be a little difficult, but my weekends are always free either way. I actually have to go to school every day now, which sucks. As crazy as that sounds, I'm used to having days off. But yeah, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I don't get out of class till 3:50, which sucks.
So maybe we'll have to change our recording schedule instead of doing stuff on Mondays.
I can do Mondays still. Mondays I get out at like 12.
Okay, so we got time.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. You finally put up a video.
Yeah.
You did. It was a what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. How would you describe making that video?
The editing was terrible, but I enjoyed making the thumbnail and the title.
Yeah, the editing, obviously you still got editing to learn, but that's the first time you've put up something in a little while, and it probably didn't help that it was being streamed off of Discord. So I don't did it impact the video quality of it very much? I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
I remember like having to cut out a bunch because it kept stuttering.
Okay, so yeah, maybe that has a little something to do with it, but finally got something put up. You're more consistent than Jay.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, no offense, Jay, but you were asking what I was gonna upload, and I'm like, until actually, I think like the day after you uploaded that one recent video, I forgot what it was, but before that, it'd been like a month since his pub Club Penguin video.
Yeah, but I think he's a busy man, so we'll give him benefit of the doubt. He actually might have a life.
I'm a busy man.
Right.
I mean, not anymore, but
Right.
okay. You know what?
Okay.
I'll just take the L. Whatever. I uploaded.
You did.
I'm
Do you have anything else that you are able to, like, do you have any other footage that you have saved up, or is that like now that you're back at school, you'll have more time to play and get footage?
I think I want to use some like different. Actually, no, I did. I did record with Kanan one night. He's one of our friends, and I just had this idea. I was like, Kanan, I'm just gonna get wasted, and we're gonna play X Defiant. He was like, all right, I'm just gonna get super high, and I have some footage of that, and that's kind of funny. But that's more like short stuff
The
I can make.
crossfade combo.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. But besides that, I'm gonna just try new stuff because my editing's. I don't want to spend the time trying to censor that Cards R game we played.
Oh yeah. I've seen a lot of YouTubers like Grizzy, and there's somebody else I'm thinking of who does it pretty often, but they'll do like drunk Mario Kart or playing Counter Strike while high or something like that. And that's not necessarily up my alley because I don't drink or smoke or anything. But there's definitely a what I'm trying to say. There's definitely an audience for that, and especially if you can at least keep yourself somewhat composed through it to be able to actually record the dang thing.
Yeah, that's not something I want to do regularly.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine so.
But I would say like doing like a drunk Uno or something would be kind of fun. Just us screaming at each other.
Yeah, there's got to be more less significant games that are either cheaper or free that we could play, like Uno. Um, this isn't multiplayer, but I was talking to Penguin, I believe, the other day that I'm thinking about doing some solo videos of me going back and revisiting playing the old FNAF games because I haven't played those since they all came out when I was in like the fifth and sixth grade. And I've definitely never played it on PC where I could be in my room with the lights off and just have the headphones on and like totally way more immersed in it than playing it on a phone. So my
I
my
would
point
I
in
would enjoy that.
my point in bringing that up is because those games are cheap, and I was thinking about new games to get or for new footage to make. And I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna get because they're like I think the very first Five Nights at Freddy's on Steam is $5, and then all the other ones are $8. So I could make that like a thing where I play through those, which I think would be fun because, like I said, I haven't done it in a super long time. But we need to find more free games. I don't know if Uno is free, but I'm pretty sure it's at least inexpensive. Um,
Yeah. And
ah, go ahead.
have you heard of Lockdown Protocol?
Is that the new one that's like it's
First person.
like Lethal Company? Yeah.
It's kind of like Among Us more.
I'm sorry, Lethal Company. What am I thinking? Yeah, Among Us. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's not bad. It's only like $10.
Yeah, I could see us playing. I was. Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Isn't Among Us free on what's it called? Epic Games?
It might be. I know it's 5 on Steam, but it might be free on Epic.
For some reason, I want to say it's free on Epic, and we were talking the other day about playing Among Us, and I'm sure we could get enough of our YouTube and IRL friends together to actually play like rounds of proper Among Us with enough people. But I know that game you're talking about that because I saw a video from who was that?
Him and Fitz.
Well, yeah, I know Fitz played it. I saw that he had like his VOD thing of him playing it, his Twitch stream. But who was the person that? Oh, Yummy. I think I saw Yummy play it. It was on his channel.
Uh,
That's the first person I've seen play it.
it's 5 on Epic too.
Is it? Wow, I thought it was
Yeah,
free.
I think it's only free on your phone. I remember it being free on my phone.
I just find that to be such a weird game to not be free. Like if there's a game that you think would
Yeah.
100% be free, it would be Among Us.
I have always wanted to play that on PC because playing on your phone is like kind of frustrating trying to do all the little tasks.
Yeah, playing it on your phone is stupid. I don't think I've ever played an actual game. Like I really can't think of a time where I've partied up with people or maybe like in the same room where you played on your phone with other people and played it. I can't think of a time I've ever played a actual game of Among Us. So that might be fun. I mean, we're way behind on it, but
Yeah.
would still be
Yeah.
fun. Another game that is like, I guess, quote unquote, not still relevant or popular is Fall Guys. And Fall Guys is so much fun. I love playing Fall Guys. I wish it was still relevant or, big into people making videos on it because I believe that's a free game and that's a
Yeah.
fun game to have a lot of people together to play. Yeah, that's a fun game.
Still haven't won a game. Makes me sad.
I think maybe I've won like one or two. I remember that one time when we played with Jared or our friend Grand FC. He's in a video coming up that's gonna come out on my channel this Friday. Or he's been in videos of mine before. Never mind.
Yeah.
But that one time when he was like, "This game's for babies. This game is so easy," and he won a game literally the
Yeah.
first time he ever played it.
I wanted to jump out a window.
That was funny. But I'm really enjoying this streak of well, not streak, but start of playing party games and having a lot of people involved. I think it's a lot of fun that way, and it's something I want to start doing a lot more. Or if not party games, at least games where like you can go 8 people deep in a lobby or something.
Every time we've done it, I've had a blast. I've been crying laughing every time.
It's video games, especially multiplayer, are always more fun the more people you play it with. If we could
Yeah.
ever get enough people to have a full 5-man CS:GO recording, like
Oh,
that would be super fun. Or a video that's coming out on my channel this coming Friday. We played picture cards online, which is just Cards Against Humanity, but you use pictures instead of word cards. And we had what was that? 6 people? 7 people,
Yeah, I think 6.
6, and that was so much fun. And then Tyler has already put it out, but he put out a Jackbox Games video, and I've got 2 of those that aren't going to be uploaded for a while because I've got so many other things that I still need to edit and put out. But the Jackbox Games is really fun. Penguin said something to me about he has an emulator on his computer where he can emulate like Nintendo games or like literally whatever he wants, and then I guess he can share it with us and we can play them
Yeah.
together. I don't know much about that. I'm not very savvy in like jailbreaking or emulating stuff, so I'd have to talk to him about it more. But he was talking about playing Mario Party and other party games like that. So it's about scheduling, getting people to have the time to schedule and play stuff with is difficult.
Didn't you talk about that Pilgrim game last time we played? What is that
Oh
about?
yeah, the Pilgrim. So it's a game called Pilgrim, and it's like a 15. No, it's like a it's like a. I'm trying to think of how to put it into words. I liken it to medieval times, but it's set in like in America. It's like Pilgrim times, how the
Yeah.
buildings looked and stuff like that. It's Lethal Company set in Pilgrim times, and then you have like this cart that's powered by this like pink shard, and you drive this cart through the wilderness or whatever, and then like Lethal Company, you have to jump out and go into castles or certain houses and things and loot and get money and whatever. And when you go in, you find those energy sources that you can put back into the cart, and then monsters chase you and things like that. For anybody who's interested in it, the only video I've seen of it is from Smitty, who's like one of, if not the top video game funny moment content creators right now. From watching it from him, it's like a 40-minute long video, I believe. It looks like a lot of fun. It's Lethal Company, but I would argue maybe a little bit scarier. And it's one of those games where it's like very polygon and old school looking. Like it's made to look like the old Tomb Raider games or something like that. I don't know how much that is. I don't know what launcher you use for it, where you can get it from. I'd have to do more research on it, but I could see that being a fun video as well.
It's on Steam. It's 8.
Oh, it is? Okay. Oh,
It's
it's only eight
not bad.
dollars.
Yeah, it's not
Oh
bad at
my
all.
gosh. I
So that
wish.
could possibly be a thing.
Yeah, I love that these interesting indie games are like so cheap now. And then you got Black Ops 6.
$70
Yeah,
on, yeah.
spent $70 on Black Ops 6. So
It's wild.
there's a lot of interesting fun games that we could play coming up, but like I said, because none of us are doing YouTube full time, like all of us are either very small time YouTubers or we have friends IRL who jump in and play with us. And then people actually have lives and jobs that they do stuff with. So give it time. I, as I said in my face reveal video, which came out this past Friday, like any cliche YouTuber would say, there is like so many ideas and fun stuff that we have that Crawdaddy and I want to do, or our other YouTube friends that we want to do, but I'm working, they're working, Crawdaddy's in school, Exo Penguins in school. It's just trying to find the time to get people to sit down and do stuff with can be difficult.
But anyways, switching topics, something very close to my heart and it's crushing my soul. The Transit remastered. It's not coming out now.
Do you know like the whole story behind that?
I don't know the full story. I just saw like the thing it's canceled. Isn't it something with the developers or I don't know. Something with them.
So for those of you who are into Call of Duty Zombies, like how Tyler and I are, we've been zombie fans forever. For the longest time, I was super against installing Black Ops 3 because I was like, custom zombie maps, like not playing the official Call of Duty maps seems so stupid to me. Like, who would play those? They're probably stupid. They're probably dumb. So I finally get Black Ops 3, and then I realize that there are people who are like map makers who make custom maps in the Steam Workshop for Black Ops 3, that the maps are so good they could be in a Call of Duty. Like
Oh
there's
yeah.
there's the silly stupid ones that are still fun to play to a degree. And then there are people who take it seriously and like make Easter eggs and like stuff that's like Origins level but made by a single person in the Steam Workshop. So it was probably, man, I want to say a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, that
Yeah, almost Year and a half.
Yeah, so year and a half, almost 2 years. Mr. T, well, I don't know if he was the first person to cover it, but Mr. T Lexify has a video come out about a guy making Transit Remastered. So this dude's, I can't remember his name to save the life of me. To save the life of me, for the life of me, that's what I meant to say. And he's like crowdfunding for people to give him money to help create a Transit Remastered map because that's like one of like a very, very big Call of Duty map. He's doing it all by himself. I don't know much about map making and creation, but apparently he needed money for it to some degree, which, do you, whatever. And it was going really well. He was doing a lot of stuff like, for example, I think Mr. T Lexify or people who donated to this guy to help him create the map, he would put their gamer tags or their names on like graffiti on a wall or something, kind of like
Yeah.
to make them part of, special for giving him the money. So this dude is working on a Transit Remastered. Seems like it's going really well. It looks really nice. Everybody's very excited for it. And then all of a sudden, just nobody hears from him and he goes quiet and so on and so forth. Turns out he took all the money that people donated to him to make the map and just ran off with it.
That's what it was?
Yep. He took the money
Bro.
from the donations to help make the map and just said, see you later. So now,
Oh,
and you can look it up online. There's like update videos, and I think he made, I want to say he even made a trailer for it. It's Transit, and it looks like a Transit remastered. He even added some stuff to it, added some different spots to the map, and like added onto it and changed Pack a Punch. And if there were things when you played Transit where you're like, man, I wish they would do this instead, he would do that to improve the game. And homie must have gotten a lot of money and was just like, yeah, I'm gonna head out. And
dude.
that is the story of the Transit Remastered.
You know what's crazy? I was this close to donating to like his Patreon to get my name on a wall. I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, that would have been mm, that would have been upsetting. I know that's become like a thing in the zombies community because for a long time we didn't know Black Ops 6 was coming out and the zombies we haven't had like a proper Call of Duty zombies game since I don't know before Modern Warfare 2019. Well, no, I guess Cold War. I always forget
Yeah,
about Cold War, but even
yeah.
then, people didn't care for it because it wasn't round based and all that stuff or whatever. Was Cold War round based?
I have no idea.
I don't.
I just think you had to buy it or something. It was something weird with it.
I never played it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But the zombies community was kind of running dry, so people were just going to town on making custom zombies maps. So then people were just remastering old maps from like Black Ops and Black Ops 2, which are over 10 years old now, and improving them, making them better, adding different mechanics to it from newer Call of Duties. And if I remember correctly, it's like a big thing that they're remastering zombies maps that people hated because they want to make them better. So they want to make them look better graphically, but then they also want to make the map play better so that people actually enjoy them. So that's why people were so excited for this remastered Transit. And it did look like a huge improvement on what the game or the map was originally supposed to be. And getting to my point, I believe Mr. T Lexify is working with a group of people where they're remastering. What is the one called where they're in? Is it High Rise?
The
Die Rise.
Die Rise, yeah.
Die Rise. They've been him and a group of people have been working on remastering Die Rise for like ever now. I don't think it's done yet. I think they're getting closer. I don't think it's done yet though. And it looks really good. I think they added maybe different perks. The map plays differently so that it's more enjoyable. But coming from him who hasn't scammed people and left them out to dry, it takes a lot of effort and a really, really long time to do that stuff. So I can only imagine that the transit guy, I mean, doing it all by himself, and then he was just like, maybe it's taking a long time, or he ran out of steam, or what, and was like, yeah, that's it. I'm taking the money and leaving.
You want to talk about how Mr. T Lexify pretty much exonerated himself?
Yeah, we can do that. I was gonna. So that was 2 podcasts ago that we talked about Mr. T Lexify, and then we had Jay on last podcast, and there just wasn't really an opportunity to talk about that. So I guess it's good to get back at it now. Homeboy beat the allegations.
Like receipts upon receipts.
yeah, for those of you who, once again, we're still talking Call of Duty Zombies, Mr. T Lexify was or is a very prominent zombies YouTuber. I would say maybe even the most prominent. I don't know. There might be some other people bigger than him, but he had allegations from his girlfriend about him like grooming her and sexually abusing her and being with a minor and everything, and he didn't respond for the longest time, and then came out with an absolute banger of a video that is maybe 20 minutes, half an hour long. It could even be longer than that, where the whole video is just full of receipts of text messages, emails, DMs, um freaking what from
Even oh, you said
I'm thinking, what's the thing that lawyers, why can't I not think of what that's called?
like contracts or cease and desists
Yeah,
or
like cease and desist. There's some other word I'm thinking of. I can't think of what it is. But he 100% passed the allegations, which I don't know about Tyler. I mean, I'm sure he is, but I was super happy about because we've spoken about how Tyler and I grew up watching him, and he is like an OG YouTuber for us. Like people who are like, "Oh, I remember
yeah.
watching CNanners when he was like sub 200." Like I remember Tyler and I watching Mr. T Lexify when he had like 1,000 subscribers. Like nobody knew who he was.
I almost didn't click on the video because it's one of those things you're like, bro, how are you gonna? There ain't no way. Come on. But I clicked it, and good lord, that
Y-
girl did him dirty.
Yeah, dude, she tried to freaking drag him down. That's just, I mean, there are the people where stuff comes out and it's disappointing and whatever, and that's just like cancel culture nowadays, right? Like everybody tries to do that. I remember
Yeah.
like a few years ago with that guy Brett Kavanaugh when he was joining the Supreme Court, and they were trying to bring up stuff about him, and then he had like journals upon journals of him keeping up with his everyday life. And like I said, some people are in the wrong, and then there's people like that where they've done nothing wrong and they're able to defend themselves. And Mr. T Lexify was like, hold up, let me cook real quick.
Dude, what killed me is that like in the video, the like his friends that were like low key betraying him. He was like, "All right, I'll throw shade on you." He was like, Noah J cheated on his wife, invited a pedophile to his DJ event. Matt Pat didn't didn't back me. Said all this trash on the internet. Like he was, no one was safe.
I think it was something crazy with Noah J where he cheated on his wife with his wife's sister.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it
And
was.
yeah, they were at some party or something, and he was like kissing on her or like hugging on her and stuff. And they were like, Noah, what are you doing? He was like, oh, it's okay, bro. It's my wife's sister. And they were like, what? As if that
Keep it
makes
in
it
the
okay.
family.
Yeah, it's so weird. But yeah, he had like a bunch of people where they didn't even wait, like very close friends, or they didn't even wait to hear his side of the story, and they just immediately dropped him. So he's on his redemption arc right now, and I think he's been so tied up with that he hasn't even kept up that much with the Black Ops 6 zombies content because he's been dealing with that bull crap. But that girl definitely lied and was trying to drag him down.
And what sucks too is that he even said he's like all those people I'm never gonna associate with them again. So like he ain't collabing with any of the big zombies YouTubers again, which was
Yeah,
fun to watch.
yeah, because of her, she like ruined so much stuff for him. And she was extorting him for money, and it's just, oh my gosh. And it's one of those things where I don't get into drama stuff very much. That's not my cup of tea. I like YouTube funny moments. I like watching video essays on 9/11. Like that's just not my thing. And when people show like personal messages between them and another human being, whether Mr. T Lexify was in the wrong or in the right or whatever, that hits, dude. Like some of the stuff she would say to him and message
Oh
him,
yeah.
and I'm sure for a lot of you guys, like there might be ways you talk to your boyfriends or girlfriends or you message certain people where you would never want anybody else to see that. And maybe not because it's bad or there's anything wrong, but because it's just so personal that you wouldn't want someone else to see that. And he was pulling everything out, dude. Like she was like I want to say like 15 or 16 at the time. It was talking about she was like so desperate for him to have sex with her, and like I can't even say the stuff because it's just so wild, but
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Do you I saw you putting our like communal notes thing. Do you want to go over that new Logic album?
Oh yeah. Well, actually, before we jump to that, and for those of you who maybe have pieced it together by now, whenever Tyler and I do podcasts, we have like notes that we share on our iPhone. iPhones, the iPhone notes. And so anyway, that's what we're pulling from when we go through, so that we're not just sitting here like, and can't think of
Yeah.
what to talk about. But before we move on, I know nearly every single podcast we've talked about the new Call of Duty coming out, but uh, it's fair to say that Crawdaddy and I are really excited for it. I'm super excited for it. The kind of stuff they've been posting on their social medias and YouTube, especially, it just looks very promising, and it kind of feels like old Call of Duty again. And like they even had like an ARG or like a Easter egg scavenger hunt thing where they made an entire link for a website that you could go to from their YouTube, and it was like you were watching a TV in the middle of a dark room. So you'd press on the link, it would go to a website where it was a TV in the middle of a dark room, and then it had like channels that you could browse on the TV, and it would show Easter eggs and different things for zombies coming up. Like, it's awesome. You can tell Call of Duty is like hopefully getting back into being Call of Duty and like listening to the fans. And but anyway, they've been having little teaser trailer things come out for zombies and whatnot lately, which looks awesome. The new map, I believe Crawdaddy said it last podcast or maybe the one before, it's supposed to be the biggest zombies map ever, at least made by Call of Duty. The multiplayer, I'm very interested for the multiplayer. I am an absolute whore for Search and Destroy, Call of Duty Search and Destroy, and I'm interested how it plays in this and with the 360 diving and all of that. It's just exciting to look forward to, and we have the early access and then the open beta, so we'll definitely try to get footage and we'll discuss it more coming out. But I just kind of want to touch on that before we moved on to whatever our next thing was, because they've been coming out with so much stuff from Call of Duty, like people who make the maps explaining in very fine detail how the map plays and how people should be playing the maps. And it's, if you're someone who's a fan of video games and you're a fan of Call of Duty, you should be excited about that. Like, for Call of Duty, such a big company that has seemed like they don't care about their fans so much for the past few years, and maybe they're winning me over, and then they end up going back to the same old, same old. It's very exciting and promising to see them being like that, like communicating so much and showing so many new things coming out. So anyway, I'll stop yapping, but I had in my notes here about the new Logic album. For those of you who may or may not know, Logic is a rapper that's been around for quite some time now. I want to say his first like official album is probably like late 2000s or like early 2010s. And the reason I put him on Tyler and I's notes today is, for some reason, I feel like Logic, who is a good rapper and I believe is a good person, he's never, it's never seemed like he's been accepted in the rap world. Like, he's just kind of on the outside and wants to be a rapper and wants to be part of everything. And it's like, yes, people like him, yes, people listen to him, but for some reason it's like he just can't get into that inner circle of music making. And like, he should be hailed as much as Childish Gambino's, Tyler the Creator's, people of that vein, because I do think he's very intelligent and he makes good stuff. But for whatever reason, he's just like memed on and made fun of all the time, and it's like they just don't allow him into that sphere of notoriety, maybe. And yeah, I know he's come out with like, I think 20 albums in 10 years or something,
That's crazy.
and obviously not all of those are going to be, you know, home run out of the park great albums. I mean, it's just not going to happen when you're coming out with like 1 to 2 albums a year. But I feel like he should be held in a higher regard. And for those of you who know him, Anthony Fantano, or the Needle Drop, he's that bald guy on YouTube with glasses who reviews music. I'm sure you've seen him around a lot. He's like always clowning on Logic, and uh it just, I don't know, if I was Logic, I feel like I would be pretty upset. But anyway, he came out with a new album. As far as I know, I haven't seen any promotion for it. I never saw any videos. I never heard anything about it. And I just opened up Spotify one day and he has a new album called Ultra 85, and it is so so good, dude. Like, I consider myself a hip hop guy and I like to listen to rap, and I know somewhat of what goes into making the music and so on and so forth. And this album, he needed this. It is so good. It's a concept album, so you have to listen to it in order, and it's kind of like a story, and one song leads into the other, and there's like some skits in between songs and everything. And it is so so good. Like, I'm not just saying it because of recency bias or jumping on the hype. I would be amazed if it's not considered for rap album of the year, if not possibly album of the year. That might be a stretch, but rap album of the year, it is so good. And he's always been big on like what am I thinking of? Like Good Thoughts and like what am I thinking of? Not like self-deprecation, but the opposite. Like Good Thoughts, making people feel good, putting out good words and things like that. And this album it's just so good. I don't want to get too much into it because I've just been talking by myself for like the last 5 minutes, but it is very good. It's a very positive album. He talks about overcoming things, your anxieties, your fears, working hard and not giving up. There's a theme to it. Like, there's a story in the album of two characters who are like listening to Logic's music as they're going on a journey. It's just so good. It's like 20 songs long. He's got a few features on it. My favorite song personally on there so far is called Interstellar, which is a song about like not giving up and working hard for your goals and your dreams, which obviously it makes me think about YouTube and like me and Crawdaddy trying to get where we want to be. If you have listened to Logic before, I highly recommend it. If you've never heard of him, I highly recommend it. If you've heard his stuff and you're like, wow, that sucks, listen to this one. It's really good. I'll stop
You
glazing.
glazing.
I know. I'll stop glazing, but it is. I'm such a appreciator of music that this is something that I feel like people need to know about because it's so good. So anyway, I'll get off my. I could talk about music forever.
I was like the next thing I was gonna bring up was your face reveal, so you're gonna be yapping some more.
Dang, man. Well, before I go on, do you have anything that you want to anything you want to talk about or bring up? Any future content or any personal stories or anything?
Nothing right now. It's been a pretty boring week. It's just been basic moving in and nothing too crazy.
Okay. Because I've got stuff going on in my life, but I know, like you said, we're at kind of different stages in life, so it just leads to me ending up talking more, which I don't mind, but I just don't want you guys to feel like I'm trying to be narcissistic and not let Crawdaddy talk or something like that.
He whips me.
Yeah, I do. I
You
was gonna
abuse
try.
me.
Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna get beat later for just saying that.
He's my unpaid intern. You are my
Indentured servant.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So
Yep.
anyway, you brought up the face reveal. So I finally did my face reveal. I say finally, it's not like I'm a YouTuber with a million subscribers, but other YouTuber friends that we have who are other small channels, they've already done theirs, or if they didn't have a face reveal, they just already had themselves included in videos. And as I've said before, I think I've got a lot of personality and excuse me. I feel like I've got a lot of personality and I wanted to incorporate like myself into the videos more. So I did my face reveal video, and I that's my first time editing actual like IRL footage in a YouTube sense like that. Like, I went to film school, I know how to cut movies and TV shows and things like that, but I've never cut or edited something like that, like a YouTuber talking to a camera and like doing the slow zoom in and zoom outs and cutting to being closer in or closer out and adding memes to it. I've never done something like that, so I thought it went pretty well. It's like I think 2.5 minute long video, just a little introduction to me. I talked about some stuff I want to do in the future, like I've talked about on here, and I wanted to do the white ski mask, which is what I'm doing. I didn't show my actual face. My face reveal is my character, my sick boy character of me wearing a white ski mask. And at first I was like, this is kind of stupid. And, I kind of like felt regretted about it afterwards and things. As time has gone on, I've kind of thought about it, and I've been editing other videos where I've put myself in it talking, where I've made thumbnails where I've put myself in them, which just aren't uploaded yet. That I kind of like it. It's like, at least for the time being, I think it's good for this time being. And then maybe if I were to get bigger or whatever the case is, I would add myself into it more. Um, this could be a question for Tyler as well. Personally, I've had YouTubers in the past where they never showed their face, and then when they finally did, I liked them less. Like it kind of ruined it for me. Not that they're like ugly or unattractive, and I'm like, oh, blah, but the like the ambiguity of the person and the character is kind of what makes it interesting. And I I don't know how else to really explain it other than that. Is I've had times where I've watched YouTubers for a long time and then they'll put themselves into a video and it either doesn't make sense for them to put themselves in it and it just kind of ruins it and it's like or like I said, I think if H2O Delirious, who's been with the Vanoss crew for like 50 years, if he just started doing face cam stuff and putting himself into it, I feel like it would ruin it because like that's the whole point of Delirious. Like he's got the goofy voice, he has the silly gamer mic headset that he talks into, and it just wouldn't be the same if you started seeing him as a person. What do you think about that, Tyler?
No, I gotta agree. The anonymity of it it's a factor. Like, I'm trying to think of another example of like a lot. I mean, at least I know a lot of people that watched Dream before his face reveal. I think they preferred it when he didn't show his face, and then they showed his face, and the internet went a little wild. But yeah, I gotta agree. Just keeping it a little anonymous is has a bit flavor. There's flavor to it, if you know what I mean. It's a little spice to it.
Yeah, that's a great example with Dream is like there's nothing wrong with him. He's not an unattractive guy or something like that, but it just kind of like the whole point of the mask and the little character guy that he has and it's like okay, well it's not really the same now. It just I don't know, that's kind of a weird thing that I have. So I think going back to my point, I'm going to keep the ski mask thing for a while. I like the character um thought of it, and like for the time being I like wearing weird clothing like colorful sweaters and things like that, and I just think it's fun and different to wear stuff like that. But there might be videos in the future where like the comedic effect of if I'm wearing the white ski mask and then I have on a suit, or if I have on the ski
Yeah.
mask and then I'm wearing like a blue polo and khakis. It's like the is dichotomy the word? I don't know. The contrast of something as trivial as a ski mask, but then wearing like a nice button-up polo and a pair of khakis is like it. That's the flavor. It adds flavor to the character and like kind of a silliness to it. So I think using the ski mask, there's a lot of visual gags and kind of different character designs that I could do with it. Like I've got a trucker hat that if I did a video where I'm wearing like a t-shirt and a trucker hat over the ski mask, it's just like another it's just weird to see that cuz yeah, anybody can dress like that normally, but then when you see someone with a ski mask talking into a camera, it's like a different kind of ball game. And I don't know what scenario I would be in where I would start doing vlogging stuff cuz I would need somebody to record stuff for me, and I don't have anybody who can do that for me. But that's another step that I think would be fun to do later on down the line. It might be too early for it, especially because I don't get that many views a video. But there's definitely plans ahead for the sick boy character and what I want to do. And right now is just kind of testing the water and figuring out how to edit myself into videos and mix it with the gameplay or when I talk to you guys directly, like my face reveal, or like I said earlier, if I'm doing a Five Nights at Freddy's playthrough, what the heck, playthrough or something, and I have myself, reacting as I'm playing the game. So I'm
You
excited
know,
for it.
when you play FNAF, you know you gotta wear a security guard uniform.
Yeah, see, it's stuff like that where it's like the fun of like adding on to the character. Yeah, that's a great idea. I didn't even think about that. Wearing like I have the ski mask, but then I'm wearing like a security outfit and then like a police cap on top or something. Or if I just wore like a purple morph suit because of like the purple guy meme, and then just had the
Yeah,
ski mask over the top of it, and then you can't see my eyes
dude.
or my mouth. They're like, and it's just funny.
if you could find like a Chica party hat, that would be hilarious. Like a little cone.
Yeah, dude. I mean, well, yeah, you can get those like the dollar store. You can get those at. Oh, dude,
But
that's
like
such a good
like
idea.
that says like Chica on like it's the I think she wears one or one of them wears one.
Yeah, there's just I mean, see like the visual joke of doing stuff with the sick boy ski mask character is like endless. It's just so funny. And even something as like simple as wearing sunglasses is just kind of silly to think of putting it with. So, uh I know that was a long-winded response to talking about that, but it's something I'm looking forward to doing. I was kind of once again, not like I'm a huge channel and I've been around forever, but I just kind of felt stagnant for a bit in making the gaming videos. And I was thinking, what have other gaming YouTubers done to become successful? And like, what's the next step for them? So, super early on, I have 89 subscribers. Nobody knows who I am, but I just felt like that was another ingredient to add that would make a little spice. And I think another big thing with it is the thumbnails. People are very drawn to colorful thumbnails that have a facial reaction or arrows pointing or whatever the case is. And I'm going to test it with my video coming out this coming Friday, which, what day is that? Like the 23rd, I think?
Yeah, I think something like
I
that.
think it's the 23rd, August 23rd. I just lost my train of thought. What was I even talking about?
I can go on if you want.
Oh, thumbnails. There we go. I totally forgot what it was. Um, I have a thumbnail that I made for this video coming up that's got me in it that I'm excited to see how that goes because I think it's really funny. Crawdaddy's already seen it, but I think it'll be good.
It's a pretty good thumbnail. By the way, if you do any like public vlogs or anything, do not walk into a store or a government building with that damn
Yeah,
ski mask on.
that's the thing about it. I can't walk into like very populated areas because I'm just walking around with a ski mask and someone has a camera that looks so sketchy.
Like you're about to make a snuff film or something like this is how to suicide by cop.
Yeah, no, we will not be doing that. Oh my goodness, I think we both just yawned at the same time. Let's see what else I had on my mind that I wanted to bring up. I guess another thing we have on our notes here is talking about a content switch up. As I've kind of touched on it already with the Five Nights at Freddy's, I want to start doing possibly more solo games because, as we discussed earlier, it's really hard to get scheduling down with some of our friends sometimes. So, if there's a few Mondays where I can't get time away from my life to do stuff with friends, or other friend group can't, get time aside to do stuff together, it would be good to be like, okay, well, then I'll do like a Five Nights at Freddy's video where Crawdaddy's talked about the new Assassin's Creed, doing that. I've even thought like an idea I have for a video that I'm not sure how well it would go is if Crawdaddy and I were in Discord, obviously, and then we Googled, well, I guess in the YouTube search bar, we'd put in Crawdaddy and Sick Boy, and then we would review other channels that are Crawdaddy and Sick Boy, and like,
That would be good.
yeah, I think that'd be a great video and like make fun of them or, maybe some of them are way better than us or whatever the case is. I think that is like I thought about that the other day, which I think is such a good video idea, and I've never seen anybody else do that. I mean, maybe other people have, but I personally have not seen it. And I think that would be fun to do. I want to try to find I'm excited for doing more party games. I'm interested in doing more solo content, especially scarier games. And I want Crawdaddy and I to get more into like commentating things. Like not just like reacting like we watch Vine best fail videos or something and then try not to laugh or something stupid like that, but more commentary, like I said, like us looking up other channels with our same name, or I don't I can't think of anything much further than that where I don't want it to be just cheesy reaction stuff, but I feel like we, and maybe if we even included other people in it, could we have like that comedic ability to do that. Personally, I think so.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. I've never seen that before. That'd be fun.
Yeah, or I mean, no, I'll keep that one a secret for later. I'll wait on that one.
Yeah. But I could already picture once you put in my name, it's just gonna be a bunch of cooking channels or like some shit like maybe making crawdads.
Yeah, when we look up our channels on YouTube, mine is like a few down from the top, and then I think yours is like mine. I feel like is maybe a little bit more of a not as common name for channels or whatever, and I feel like yours is, and there's a bunch of like just weird stuff. Like there's cooking channels. One I see from mine a lot is people who make beats or music. There's a guy who has a Sick Boy channel who has like 4,000 subscribers for making like
Mm,
trap ethereal type beats. Or you'll find those 8-year-old kids who have like a 30-second video that they made for one of their elementary school classes or something. Dude, you can find so much weird stuff on YouTube.
yeah, it's definitely a gold mine.
Something I learned about the other day that is a crazy thing on YouTube is they're very, what's the word I'm looking for? They are very educational friendly. Like YouTube is very, very kid friendly, obviously, with a lot of videos, even in some of mine, like bleeping out stuff, or if someone says a word when I put the subtitle on screen, I'll put something different, which I don't worry about too much right now because I have 89 subscribers, and sometimes the most I get viewed on a video is like 50 views. Although it's been more lately, which has been really nice. But I'm not too worried about it right now, so sometimes all that stuff slip by. But anyway, they're very kid friendly, very like how to friendly. Like that's a really big thing on YouTube is people looking up how to blank. I've discovered that you can find some messed up stuff on YouTube that is under the guise of how to. I believe I might be wrong and I'm not looking it up because I don't want to see it. There's a video of like how to shave your butthole, and the thumbnail is just like a gaping
Oh,
dude's
oh yeah, with the
butthole.
Nair and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And or there's even other videos where it's like how to, I don't even want to say some of the stuff, but you can find like messed up stuff, but because it's put on YouTube under that, like I guess the algorithm overlooks it. A really big one that's very weird to me. I don't even know why people, bleh, whatever, is like trying on blank, and it will be like women who are naked or they're wearing see-through clothing, and they're doing like clothing hauls where they're trying on different outfits, and it's essentially like softcore porn. And it's just very weird like that people even think to put that on YouTube and that other people even think to look it up is so strange. And there's, I mean, you can find really bad stuff by doing stuff like that. It's kind of the meme of like if you say, "Hey Alexa, how do I not make thermite?"
Oh yeah.
and then she'll tell you how to do it. Or I mean, I'm sure it's been patched by now, but stuff like that, or like how not to 3D print an AK-47. It's kind of along those lines of like how do I blank, how to blank, and you can find some pretty gnarly videos on YouTube that aren't taken down because they're like I guess technically under that educational what am I thinking grouping.
Now
It's
that you mentioned it, I might need to use that how to in a title. Just like as a joke though, like how to lose a CS:GO game in under 5 minutes.
well, that's the whole shtick of how to basic.
Yeah, he just like throws stuff at
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
whole that's like he used that to jip the YouTube system so that people would view his videos because he'll put up like how to make a green bean casserole. And then the video is like the most demented, crazy thing happening. But because people are actually looking that up and then they'll press on it because they think it is really how to make a green bean casserole, he's made the algorithm work for him.
He's
I,
made the algorithm his bitch pretty much.
yeah, exactly. It's very intelligent of how he's able to do that. I think a member of, or at least he used to be a member of the Misfits, his name's iNotorious. He does the same thing where he still uploads CS videos, but he starts every title of the video of how to. So, like, I think his most recent one is how to play CS2 or how to buy skins or something. He always finds some way to incorporate how to into his title so that it leads to more clicks, and through general YouTube searching it's something that comes up at a higher frequency than other videos. So I don't doubt that if you did that, shoot, now that you've said something, I'm probably going to do that on one of my videos. But yeah, if you started doing stuff like that, and you, yeah, exactly like you said, like how to lose a CS game in 5 minutes, or how to not play Dark and Darker or something like
I
that.
already did that. I think that was one of my titles.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I think I did well actually.
Yeah, it's, YouTube is a game, dude. You can make the best content. You can edit your video so well. It can be funny. It can be what informative, whatever you want it to be. You have to know how to play the YouTube game. Is your thumbnail colorful and engaging? Are there arrows? Are there facial expressions on it? Are you putting in the keywords in the description so that when people type something in, your video is one of the things that pops up? Do you have YouTube specific keywords in your title? Are you capitalizing anything in your title? It is a science, dude, and it changes so frequently that you have to constantly keep up with it.
I thought my recent thumbnail was gonna do decent, but now that I think about it, I probably could have added a few arrows.
Yeah, I've started putting arrows into my stuff. I try not to do it in like every video. But I started adding videos. I started adding arrows into the thumbnails of my video, and it does. This was something that I believe was it Exo Penguin had told me. We were talking in Discord DMs, and he was like, "Sick boy, your videos are really good, your editing's good, they're very funny, but I think they get a lower amount of views because they need to have more outrageous thumbnails and titles for people to click on them," which obviously makes sense. I don't know, hadn't really put two and two together. So then my most no. So my most recent video is my face reveal, which I don't care how many people see that because that's more or less for people who actually keep up with my channel. I'm not expecting that to get picked up in the algorithm. But the one before that was a BattleBit video, and I have it zoomed in on a guy that I'm aiming at through a sniper rifle scope on a building, and then I put like a black box with text going across it, and it has my profile picture, the little what is it, like the audio symbol of like the speaker with the three lines, and then there's text after it. And I had asked our YouTube friends and put it into a chat, and I had even texted other people who aren't my YouTube friends just for their opinion on which one was more appealing. And I had done like a top text, bottom text impact font one, like, the meme of how people do that now, like how it was from 2012 or whatever. And it was like POV, you're screwed, I believe was what it said. And then I had the same thumbnail, but I had the text box of my profile name and the audio icon, and then it said I am the next Chris Kyle. So everybody in our Discord chat had been like, yeah, sick boy, do the POV you're screwed one, the impact font, top text, bottom text. So I put that for my video, and I always schedule my videos so that they're just ready to go. Like if I finish editing one on Tuesday, I'll schedule it so it's ready to go on Friday. I don't have to worry about getting on and uploading it or whatever. And I put it on there, and I was looking at it, and I was like, if I was a random person scrolling through YouTube and I saw that, I don't think that's going to suck me in enough to do it. And everybody told me to do the POV, you're screwed. So then I switched it to the text box audio symbol that said, I am the next Chris Kyle. And that has become the second most viewed video on my channel. As of right now, I think it's like 332 or 338 views, which in the grand scheme of YouTube is not a lot. But for me, who has 90 or 89 subscribers, that's a big, big difference. And I used to, like, Jay has brought up to me about improving my thumbnails. Exo Penguin has brought it up, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. You're just trying to tell me what to do. Like, leave me alone and let me do my thing. And now that I started doing that, making more outrageous, more colorful thumbnails, it has made a difference.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought the top text, bottom text one would have done better too.
Yeah, when you're scrolling through something and you see a BattleBit polygon character with a sniper rifle scope over it, and it says, I am the next Chris Kyle, I feel like that is interesting. Like, that makes somebody want to press on it and see it. So I got a ton of comments off of that. I got way more view. Like I said, that's my second most viewed video on my channel now. And that's what I'm going to stick with now. I'm going to see how far I can push the thumbnail envelope until I start getting in trouble Not like anything terrible. Like I'm not putting racial slurs on the front of it or something, but exactly like I said, like I see some funny moment content creators, they make some pretty wild thumbnails, and I'm kind of under the radar right now because I'm still at only 89 subscribers, and like I said, averaging probably 50, 55 views a video. My picture cards online video that's coming out this Friday, that one isn't so much outrageous as I think it is more like attention getting. Would you agree with that, Tyler?
Or like the stuff we'll be putting on there.
Yeah, the one that I sent you the other day.
Oh, the thumbnail. Yeah, I like that one.
I feel like if you were scrolling through YouTube and saw that, you'd be like, "What the heck is that?"
Yeah, you have to do a double take.
So I have a CS video that I'm working on editing right now. It was like 2 hours long, so it's gonna be a long video. Unless I split it into two videos, which I might do just so I can save up on having content. But we talk about some some pretty wild,
Heinous.
yeah, we talk about some pretty wild stuff in that video, and I have some thumbnail ideas where I'm like, oh, that might be pushing the envelope. But if I was someone on YouTube and I saw that, I would stop to look at that.
9/11 gets brought up a lot.
Yeah, I've noticed a recurring theme in our videos is 9/11 and Nazis.
Cameron just brought the 9/11 meme back.
Yeah,
Ever since he started using them, I was like, 9/11.
and I feel like Tyler has done a good job of his. Like, I would say Tyler's videos are not as well edited as mine, but he's had some videos that are getting more views than mine. It might not be that the video is better or as well put together, but I think Tyler does a good job of making thumbnails. Like, I might be better at editing, but Tyler has done a good job, I feel like, of making more attention grabbing thumbnails, like the one you had with Freddie Mercury, and
Dude, that one did bad. That's
that
what
one
made
did
me
bad.
mad. Yeah, I put so much effort into that. It might have been the title that kind of screwed me over.
Let me look at your thing. Hold on. Jamie, pull that up.
Or like comparatively
Let me
to the other ones.
let me find your channel on my freaking YouTube. See, this is the problem. Over time, I'm subscribed to like 80 YouTube channels now. Here we go. Like, yeah, there were some videos that you have where they ended up getting more views than mine, and I like the thumbnail is what did it. So like looking at like this game makes me rethink life. It's like the guy dual wielding the AR or the LMGs.
Oh yeah.
Like that is an attention getting one. And then you uploaded that, what's the name, Helldivers video. That was at like the peak of what Helldivers was going on, but that's a
Yeah.
very like you look at that thumbnail and you have a thing with yours where like they're so simplistic that that's what makes them attractive. You know what I mean?
I think it's because of the editing I use and I can't use much.
Yeah, it's like there's the two extremes. Either people over edit thumbnails and videos, or they purposely edit it very simply, and your thumbnails are so simply edited that that's what I think makes them interesting for people to stop and press on the video or click on it. So give it time. Once this man
I'm
figures out editing,
I'm still mad about the recent thumbnail. I thought that one, I liked that. That was probably my favorite thumbnail.
I would agree. I do think that is the best thumbnail that you've made.
And the title.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, what else are you supposed to say to that? For those of you who are wondering, Tyler's most recent video was from us playing Jackbox games. There's a card that is played in a mini game called Quiplash, and on the card it says "I gooned to your ma," and then Tyler above that put text that said "he said what," and then it has a picture of both of our profile pictures on there, and then the title of the video is "Gooning in Jackbox Games." The only reason I feel like that might not be successful is because maybe people don't understand the term gooning.
Yeah, that's like an internet thing.
It's like such an
Like
internet thing. And then
yeah,
you would be surprised that not that many people know of Jackbox games.
that's true. Yeah, I also thought when I took the tags in, it was like not many. It was like a few thousand was in the tags.
So I would be interested if you changed the title to something else, if you would see a spike in views, because we've had that happen with a lot of our friends where they've changed the title, or even like me, I changed the thumbnail and it got a lot more views. So I'd be interested to see if that does anything.
I don't know if I want to. I just love the title. I just love looking at it.
Yeah, or exactly. Sometimes you stick to your guns and you can just stay with that. I've had times where I've done that, and it's your channel at the end of the day. You do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So anyway, enough of us rambling for the day. That's our hour has been taken up. We don't want to go too much longer. We'll see about having a guest next week. I'm trying to think of what I'm doing next week. I'm going to be really busy towards the end of August and beginning of September. So we'll have to see what we do and who we're able to get for a podcast. We've been talking about getting two of our close IRL friends. One of them is part of me and Tyler's group that the three of us have known each other for 15, 16 years. Him and Crawdaddy have known each other even longer than I've known them. And then we have another friend of ours who's always got plenty of funny stories. He just has a very interesting life, so we might get him on sometime soon. So we'll see what happens. If not, you're stuck with the two of us. Sorry.
Yeah, we're fun. Yay.
Deal with it. Checkmate, liberal.
R.I.P. Petey.
R.I.P. Petey. I was just about to ask you if you had something to say. I'm glad you beat me to
That's
it.
all. That's all I need to say.
That's all he's got to
all I
say.
need to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Barely Noticed podcast, and we will see you next time.
Later.
See you.